Hey everybody, it's Tammy with Spot On Psychic Readings. I've got some predictions for you today because I wanted to look into what you need to look for in June. And I am looking for you specifically, whoever you are, any sign coming in here. If you're here, it's for you. These predictions can be on a personal level or a global level or universal level, right, these days. So let's see. What do you need to know about June? Look for this in June. Things are going to be intentionally confusing. And I do mean intentionally. When I see Seven of Cups reversed, somebody's messing with perception. So be very careful what you believe that you see coming in June. Let me ask more. Yeah, there's somebody watching. There's more surveillance in June. This is what I get. More surveillance for sure. Thank you, Chippy. This is my little dog, Chippy, if you haven't seen him before. He likes to come in and join readings. So let's see. Surveillance. Being watched. And I get this through cell phones. Yeah, look at this sneaky energy. I feel like surveillance is coming up even more. Through the month of June. I would be on the lookout for all these apps and things that ask you permission, you want us to track you? No? Okay, I mean, unless you want that. All right, let's see what else. Look for this in June. Any sign, if you just tuned in, any sign. Upside down, Two of Wands. Let me clarify this, hold on. Having to do with Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles has to do with entrepreneurs and things like that. It could be that for some of you there are delayed or lost opportunities to build your new business. This has something to do with self-employment and entrepreneurs specifically. So if you can, get a jump on that and watch out for that, okay? Let's switch decks for a second. Watch for this in June. I'm looking for predictions in June for you on a personal and a global and a universal scale. We have got the Chariot coming in. Let me ask about the Chariot. That's Cancerian energy, which is going to come up around July. There's something about timing on this card, something rushing in. Oh, I know what it is. I wondered if they were going to give me something like this. This can be potential UFOs. The disclosure we've heard about, guys. You can see the Chariot. It's often, chariots of fire, and they're giving, I get messages clairvoyantly too. I get visions, and I'm seeing them right now. Here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing thousands of little white cylinder or disc-shaped chariots, for lack of a better word, flying in droves in July, in the month of Cancer, which is why they gave me the Chariot. I mean, we've kind of all been expecting something like this, right? They did say right off the bat, they're going to try to confuse things. They're going to try to confuse what you see. Don't ask me who they is. Okay. Isn't there an old movie called They, where the guy wears the sunglasses and they live? That's what it's called. Yeah. Like, there's something like that. Like, I feel like you're going to put on your sunglasses and see the truth, but then you're going to be they're going to intentionally try to confuse things. No, you didn't really see that. What else are we going to get here? The King of Wands. The King of Wands can be a fire sign, usually represents Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. This person's in a really glowing light in June. You need to watch for this person. This could be on a personal level for you. This could be somebody that's almost glowing, coming in for you specifically. Again, I'm just asking what to look for in June. Watch for this in June, okay? And they did jump me to July on the UFO thing. UAPs, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I have seen one before, actually, too. Was it 3 or 4 years ago, actually? I was on the phone with my daughter, and I was standing outside on my deck, and I have pretty big view, you know, off my deck. And I kept watching the star, because it was like a little bit brighter than like a normal star, so it kind of caught my attention, but I'm talking, you know. And then I realized it was moving, but it was moving really slow, like way slower than a plane ever could. And it was completely silent. You know, I live out in the country, so it's very quiet here. And I said to my daughter, I think I see a UFO. It looks like a star, but it's moving, and it's moving towards, you know, this direction. And she said, Mom, see if it will respond to you or us, you know. And so we kind of asked it to come closer, and it did. And it came quite a bit closer, but it's really, really slow. You could barely tell that it was moving. So anyway, it got up, I mean, not close. It was still on the horizon, right? It wasn't like in my yard or anything, but it was on the horizon. It's moving along, right, like this, and it stopped. And it stopped because we asked it. We're like, can you hear us? Are you in tune with us? And it stopped. And I went, oh, I'm talking to her on the phone, right? And I was like, it just stopped. She said, oh, Mom, see if it'll communicate. Ask if it hears us. I'm like, good for you. You're all the way over there. I'm here with it. So I said to it out loud, and also telepathically, you know, I'm like, can you see me? Are you like connecting with me right now? It was, because here's the star, right? And it was like a light came out of the direction it was going in. I guess that was the front of it. A light came out and circled all the way around it like this and seemed to go back in. Now again, I'm seeing this at a very big distance, right? And it was almost like it winked at me when I asked if it was connecting with us. And so my daughter and I were very excited. So it sat there for a minute, and then it started moving again, just slow. You know, you almost couldn't tell it was moving. And it got to a certain point on the horizon, it just disappeared. And I was like, I told my daughter, you know, I'm on the phone, I'm like, it disappeared. And then it came back again. I mean, it was gone for probably a minute or so, and then it came back again, and then it went a little further, and then it seemed to go away from me and just like high speed. It had been poking along like slower than slow, and then all of a sudden it was gone, just like that. So that's my UFO encounter. I wonder if you guys have had something like that happen too. So, okay, let's get back to your predictions for June. Predictions for June. We've got the King of Swords. So we've got the King of Wands and the King of Swords. We've got somebody very fiery, and we've got somebody very logical. And I feel like they're going to make some sort of appearance, the two of them, like at the same time in the news. And this could be an attorney and somebody. What's going to happen with them? Let's see. There's something about Australia. There's some sort of message about Australia. And this may be where you see the droves of white cylinder-shaped UFOs coming in by the thousands that I'm seeing. Timing is difficult, I'll just tell you. But I don't know. They told me to talk about June, so here we are. So these two men showing up. Here's a King of Cups too. You got all the, okay, these are like world leaders, guys. I feel like there's world leaders coming together. We've got King of Cups, we've got King of Swords, we've got King of Wands. all these elements going on. Why are these people getting together? This is like world leaders all coming together. Why are they coming together? Whoa, guys. Okay, this is pretty crazy. They're coming together because of Seven of Wands, which is standing your ground. I feel like, almost like these leaders are coming together to draw a line in the sand. 3 leaders I've got here. To draw a line in the sand. Territorial. Something about territory. Something about territory. What is it about? Let's see. Again, what to look for in June. Watch for this in June. And something about peace, moving towards peace. So 3 leaders moving towards peace and protecting a territory or being territorial. But they're grouping. It's grouping together. And it's to bring peace. It's to move towards peace, which is shown in this card. Really cool. Okay, let's see what else, guys. Look for this in June. Predictions for June. Oh, I've got the goosebumps on this one. This is the Ace of Wands. This totally gave me goosebumps. Look at the lightning on that. Ace of Wands is a fiery new beginning. Let me ask about that. What is that? What does that mean exactly? Fiery new beginning. Fiery new beginning having to do with a Hierophant. No, the Emperor. Having to do with the Emperor. So we've got Aries energy here. The Emperor. No, wait. This is Ace of Swords, guys, not Ace of Wands. This is Ace of Swords in the Emperor. Okay, take a look at this. There's some kind of truth coming out about an Emperor. Okay, and again, I'm asking what to look for in June. Predictions for June. Whether it's personal, this can be personal for you, or this can be global, or this can be universal. And there's something here about the truth coming out about an emperor. Now, the emperor sometimes builds houses, is involved in real estate, and I feel like this is in a big way. Okay, a developer, somebody like that, somebody who develops, and there's this big mountain behind him on this picture, which I think is really significant. This makes me think like the Alps, or big mountain ranges. Big mountain ranges. This makes me think a different country other than the United States. And an emperor. Cold, like really cold, snowy mountains, lightning and thunder. And this person's either bringing out the truth, or there's going to be truth coming out about this person. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're going to be learning something really new here coming up. Now, again, this could be on a personal level. Maybe you're taking a class. Maybe you're starting school or something like that. This can also be you learning information, like information coming through. And I feel like so much of this is going to global information. What kind of information? Information about an empress. Okay, so we got the emperor and the empress here. So I feel like there's 2 things going on here, because I feel like this is world leaders, but I'm also feeling like this is having to do with mothers and fathers. And I feel like there's information coming to you maybe about parents, your own parents, but also in parents in schools, students, things like that. Maybe news of a birth, maybe news of a pregnancy, things like that for you. But also I feel like this is on a global scale, especially since this emperor came up with the new beginnings and the mountains and things like that. There's some strong information coming out about this couple. Some information you're going to learn. All right, hold on. What is that information? Four of Swords. Illness. There's something about illness with these two, because look at this. We got Four of Swords. We got somebody either in a hospital or somebody ill, somebody healing, somebody taking a respite. What is this about? And we've got the Three of Wands. This brings about some sort of new world opportunities. Hold on. And the Magician. This causes some really big things to happen. Here's the Magician. Okay, this causes some really big things to happen. Eight of Pentacles. Something new is being built from this. Something new is being built. Where does that take us? Let's switch over here for a minute. Tell us more about that. What's being built? And it's built like in a business way, okay, like a new business model. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. This can be a water sign for one thing. Somebody very intuitive. Sometimes, again, a mother. I keep getting mother energy here, especially with the Empress and the Queen of Cups, building something new. Mother. Maybe building something new for children even. I feel like this is beneficial to children in some way. And here's the Death card, having to do with whole new beginnings. Something's ending and something new is beginning. Let's see. And again, surveillance. Here's the surveillance card again. This came up earlier. Scorpio energy. And the Star, healing. How does this affect you? How does this affect everybody? Let's see. Well, it brings it, it's wish fulfillment. So it ends up being a good thing. It ends up being a very good thing for everybody watching. It's wish fulfillment. You're getting, what wish are you getting? Money. That's good. Ace of Pentacles. So all of this leads to an increase in money, or a helping hand, almost like from the universe with money, like a jackpot of money. So it starts with some kind of leadership change. Someone gets, it looks like, sick. There's new beginnings. There's a lot of truth coming out. There's help for children. There's healing going on, or someone ill. And then there seems to be an ending and a new beginning. And there is the Death card here, so take it however it resonates. Healing again. And then wish fulfillment regarding money for you. And I've seen this before, like the financial system seems to be changing. Now I'm no kind of financial expert, I'll just tell you, I'm not. But I do get something about, and I've seen this in another reading that came up, that snuck up on me. I wasn't looking into finances because it's not my lane, you know, but I'm seeing it again, you know, when I see Ace of Pentacles like that in the hand, handing you a jackpot, there's something, what is happening with this? And it comes from these world leaders getting together and bringing things towards more peace, especially in June. You're going to see more of a movement towards peace in June with 3 world leaders, and then there's this couple over here, the Emperor and the Empress, the big mountains behind them, improving things for children, but then it seems like one of them gets sick. And then that's when everything changes. Let's ask about money. How does this affect you for money? How does this affect money? Okay, you may be feeling this right now. In an oppressive situation with money. It's tight. Yeah, the devil. Feeling in bondage to money at the moment. You know, the devil has to do with debt, things like that, feeling chained to it. But then it goes in the direction of celebration. So it's something about getting out of this bondage, getting out of this feeling of a trap. And this can even be buying a new home, which to me, since I'm asking about finances, could indicate a better market, better ability to buy homes, something switching there. Prices, yeah, a gift. There's something about an increase in a gift. Look at the 6 of Pentacles, guys. So I'm asking about money again and how all of this stuff that I saw earlier affects it, because it led up to this. Things are turning around and they're starting in June. I'm not saying every single problem is going to get solved in June. I'm not. But I am saying it's turning. I feel it, you know, and I read by the cards, but I also read by feel. And I feel it making a turn in June. And this is something about a gift or an ability to pay things off, or your loans being paid off, or there's something about getting out of debt. Let me ask what else, because I'm asking specifically about how this affects finances for you. You're going to love it. Here's the Ace of Cups. I'm like, what else do you need to know? You're going to love it. That's what. And it's like your cup runneth over. It's like plenty. There's plenty. This is a tug of war kind of card. Let me ask where they're going with that. Not seeing, well, blindfold too. It's like you're not seeing it yet. And there's discontent and boredom and not seeing this because right now there's so much tension. Again, these are future predictions. I'm not saying it's happening at this red hot moment, but I was told by the angels to come and look at, you know, what to look for in June. You know, look for this in June. So things coming together. Here it is at the bottom of the deck. This is things coming together. This 2 of Cups. Things are coming together. And I feel like there's definitely an improvement. Here's a King of Cups. This has come up twice. King of Cups. This is somebody nurturing, a healer. There's something about healing energy here coming together. Things coming together. Healing the boredom and the discontent and things like that. Because, you know, things have been tough. You know, I hear this from a lot of people. I read the comments and, you know, people are struggling right now in a variety of ways. You know, struggling financially, which we looked at, struggling with loneliness because people have been isolated for a while and I think are self-isolating now because things have just gotten so weird. You know, and then there's all the apps and the passwords and the pass keys and the verifications and the emails and you can't even change a light bulb without downloading an app anymore, and people are just fed up with it. And there's something here about that changing. Now, the only thing that I found concerning was in the beginning, surveillance. I want to dig into that a little bit because, you know, that's not making me happy, and I know it's not making you happy either. I love it when you download a new app because you have to change a light bulb or whatever, and they go, "You want us to track you?" Sure. So the surveillance things has to do with an emperor. Now the emperor's come up twice. The emperor is somebody who's in charge of the empire, the person in control, a father. And a Queen of Swords. So for one thing, there's going to be more clarity about this. There's going to be more something like being looked at about this, aside from you being surveilled. It's like it's being surveilled. Queen of Swords and the Emperor. Queen of Swords can be an air sign. The Emperor can be Aries, but you know, not always. There's celebration about that. Celebration for who? Oh, and happiness. Wow. There's celebration in Ten of Cups. It's almost like I get improvement on this too. I get improvement on this too. I mean, this is like happy home, happy family sort of feel, you know, when the promise of better things. And of course, I know we're all weary of promises right now, right? Let me see if there's, actually, let me switch to this other deck. Let me get anything else they want to tell us. I mean, they've gone over UFO, not disclosure, but UFOs, seeing them coming in. And what I pick up on that is it's real. I know there's some fake stuff going on too, but this is real. This is undeniably real. Let's see. Anything else you can tell us about this? Three of Swords, some kind of a separation or heartache. Separation or heartache as it pertains to a Tower. Okay. Right, hold on. And then a Knight of Wands. This causes things to move forward. There may be some sort of Tower moment that causes heartache and things like that, but it does move things forward. It brings things up in the air. Knight of Wands. Now, on a personal level for you, this could mean that there's some sort of a breakup and things kind of fall apart and you get a whole new beginning and you relocate. It could be that simple. This can also be on, I'm asking for information and predictions on world events, global events, universal events, or personal local events for you. Okay, so take this as it resonates for you, all of it. Take all of it as it resonates for you. It can be both. Both can be true at the same time, as they say. It can be personal and global. There is a microcosm that happens. It's like it happens here, also happens here at the same time. Let me see if there's anything else, guys. I hope you're enjoying this. I thought this would be interesting to look into, and I was told by the angels, look at June. Look at June. Look for this in June. Final word is the Magician. Again, the Magician's come up a couple of times. Now, there's a little warning here with the Magician to be careful not to get tricked. And they did say that. The first card that came up was the reversed Seven of Cups, which is confusion, trickery. You're gonna have to really watch what's real and what's being projected and what's being talked about, like the narrative versus the truth, and use your intuition on that. Use your inner intuition. How does it feel? You know, if it feels off, it's probably off. You know, I mean, that's just a good measurement right there. If you're asking about something, if you're asking if you can trust a person or a situation or a new job or a UFO thing that happens, does it feel off or not? That's, you know, it's a good way to answer that question. So anyway, hope this was interesting, helpful. Let me know what you thought, and looking forward to the month of June. I hope all those white UFOs come flying into my backfield. It'd be very exciting. Okay, I think anyway. That doesn't feel off to me. That feels very on. And I've actually had a vision of that about 5 years ago too. It's not the first time I've had that vision, but this was a new angle. Like when they give me a new angle of the same sort of subject matter, I know it's a new vision. It's like updated, and that, but it's the same information, but it's updated, is what I'm saying, and that's what they're giving me on it. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. What are you picking up on? It's going to happen coming up in June. Seems pretty exciting. Okay, you all take care. Thanks so much for joining me today. Have a good one.